The slurping. It's not for me. All right. So part 2, I'm trying to figure this out. Why isn't this camera following me? Isn't that your function? You said, oh, making me mad, bro. Shut up. All right. Hey, Price. Hey, Price. Nobody listens to me. None of you. Hey, Price. It's recording, so be cool. Okay, thank you. And you can't be over here unless you have on a shirt. All right. So let's see how this works because I don't understand how to use this. I really don't. I've watched tutorial after tutorial after tutorial, and I still don't feel like I have any real idea what's going on here. So I can create a banner. Watch me do that. Where is it? Where's the banner? Oh. It's a banner. All right. Stop. All right. All right. What about media assets? Let's do welcome. But why is the screen not like extended? Oh, using a phone to just like do videos and whatever, share stuff is so much easier than trying to figure out a laptop when the last laptop I was super familiar with was like Windows XP. It was pretty fire.
You wanted to get fancy. You're fancy now.
Well, trying to be fancy so I can make fancy people monetization money. Oh, Q&A. What takes it so long?
This piece of stuff fell away.
Oh no, bro. Okay. And it also allows me to like do video intros, outros. Not gonna do that. Well, maybe this works. Oh no. Oh no. Don't come into the video frame, but I'll tell you a joke.
Yeah, no.
What do you call a wreath of $100 bills? Aretha Franklin!
Oh.
Oh wait, listen, drum roll. All right, we got gongs. Jesus. Would you stop yelling?
Ollie?
Yes, his pitch, the bark, his pitch is so sharp. I wish there was a boo. Is there not a boo noise? Boo. All right, anyway, so background music I can do. I'm not going to do that. There's other noises I can use as well, but I'm not going to do that either. So, style. Okay, so I can do presets with like my own. I don't know what's going on.
Butterfly.
Oh, interessante. I like that one. We could do preset. Nope.
Fine.
I don't know what these mean, but oh no, I didn't want to do that. Ugh. All right, hold on now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Now I figured it out. Bam. I want that one. So how do we save it?
Wicked.
Oh my God.
I'll keep that. I don't care about the theme. I don't care about the font. Do you want this to be the default camera? All right, pretty cool. Okay, so I've tried to make 2 different videos on this new
Yeah.
software that I'm doing here because like I was touching on in the other video that you'll probably never see because I'm just trying to figure this out, is if I don't find ways to enjoy this again and enjoy sharing and helping other people to share their stories and having some laughs and some dark humor and just being relatable overall, I just don't want to do this anymore. I find that there's something that's very rewarding about helping people to believe that recovery is possible because it actually is. But there's so much more in the aftermath than recovering. Like you continue to recover, but then, life still happens and it still goes on and it can be good or it can be bad. But there's so many complex parts in the aftermath of entering recovery and in being a woman that's almost 40 and in being a mom and in being a Massachusetts / West Virginia girl that lives in Florida. I just think that I would like to be able to come on here and talk about the stuff that we watch. Like, I don't want to be like, oh, I probably shouldn't mention that I've been going down the Candace Owens rabbit hole since September 10th, but I have. And I'm going to say it. And people are going to be like, oh, she doesn't like this community. Oh, she doesn't like that community. But it has absolutely nothing to do with any of that. I really just like the way that she investigates things. And I used to really not be a fan, but I think as far as her investigative and persistent nature goes, I think that I really enjoy Candace Owens and I'm not sorry. And I don't like Trump and I don't like anything about our government. But so let me just say, I want to be able to sit here and be honest about who I am. I don't want to sit here and create the caricature that, like people, when I posted the video, kind of hoping to alienate people to, just to be transparent about my life and my recovery. And I thought I would lose a lot of followers. And then I ended up gaining way more. And I think that that's the only way this is going to work is if I can be genuine. If, like when I told people that, I say, a lot. And, but when I posted that video, there was people in the comments very upset with me, telling me that I was extremely irresponsible to say things like that on my platform and just told me what a terrible person I was and that, I'm this influencer, I'm a recovery influencer, and that it was just, at the end of the day, really awful that I had shared that truth. But the people on the internet and the interwebs would rather me lie and fit a narrative for the bigger purpose. But I find that faking the funk is a poison that rots in you. And the more you pretend to be somebody or not, especially on the internet where none of it's real, except for maybe the nature of what is being talked about. But this isn't real. I mean, there's lights all over the place. There's a skin smoother. I have a massive ring light that looks like I'm about to be abducted by aliens above my head. And I have this because I don't want to pay for some expensive thing that makes my wall look like other podcasters' walls. So look, Dollar Tree bulb, Walmart lamp that we've had forever. So I am going to put in the effort. I really am. I'm going to try and sit here several times a week and talk about whatever I want to talk about and say whatever I want to say. And if people don't vibe with me, they don't gel with me, they don't align with me, well, I wouldn't understand why they'd be here watching anyway. Really. The beautiful thing about the internet is you can just scroll on. But this year has been really hard and I'm really glad that it's over. I plan to share with you guys who care about my New Year's resolutions. And, you know, I like to make fun of people that do that. Like, wait, gonna wait to the end of the year to change something. You could totally do it right now. So, in true hypocritical fashion, I am going to wait to start my resolutions on the first of the year, and I'll share more about that the next video that's on here. I wonder how many times in one video I'll say because when I make videos, when I pre-make videos, I'm able to splice out the ums and the e&os and the whatever. Like, even when I would wipe my nose in a video, I live in Florida, okay? When I wipe my nose, I would be like, oh my God, people are gonna think that I'm itching my nose because of whatever. And then I would cut that out. And it's the editing and the makeup and all like the glitz and all the stuff that I felt like I needed to do to be on here and to achieve what I wanted to achieve originally, was just to like advocate for different forms of recovery, to advocate for making America mind its business again, to advocate for other people's recovery doesn't have to fit in your box. And that's really been helpful for me. And I've developed this following of people that don't do everything the way that everyone else wants them to. And we're all a work in progress, whether your history is riddled with garbage or not. But, you know, I really developed this following of people that love me. And as somebody that grew up really feeling on the outside and, you know, people didn't really like me, or maybe I wasn't very likable during certain eras, but, you know, it does matter to me that I have this platform and that it's turned into what it has. And I want to continue to develop it. And as a full-time college student getting her bachelor's and a full-time homeschool mom, and I also have a 19-year-old daughter, and you know, I don't have it in me to give myself to this unless I can come like this. And I wore this shirt yesterday and I sweat in it for 2 hours earlier. And
Good gym workout.
listen, she put me through it in there a little bit, but there's no point anymore. Like, the internet's so clickbaity, and you know, people say these things and they tell these lies and they put on this front, and I was doing it too. I was 100% part of the guilty party here. I wanted people to like me. Like, when I first participated in the hashtag recovery challenge, and I saw like the number going up on the views and then the followers, it was a dopamine release. Now that I understand more of what that is, you know, the more that went on, I think in some ways, the amount, like the number I was seeing in my analytics became like equally as feel good to me as advocating for recovery being possible. And that's not okay. That's weird. You know, I come from a time where phones were corded. You know, when they came out, when cordless phones became a thing, I remember being like, really though, but will it work on the porch? It did. Will it work in the yard? It did. And you know, long before social media, long before this. And I think that for me, as somebody that is it a lizard? It's not. As someone that's perimenopausal and truly spends a lot of time at home because the streets taught me to go back to the house.
Like,
What do you need? Oh,
can I say it one more time?
it's just who I am. And if I don't have it in me to dress it up and fake the funk and be something that I'm not, even if it is for a couple 100,000 people total. Like, what good is the internet if everything you're seeing is some chewed up, regurgitated version of a recovery influencer, or like an influencer from domestic abuse, or whatever it is? Individuality is something that I don't see all the time, and I follow people and they are just themselves. It is powerful to be an individual. And I think over time we have lost the drive to be that, to be us, to be like us, to be ourselves, instead of wanting to be like them or like this person, or have what they have, or be who they are, or look how they look. I think that it's a lot of pressure. And as I approach 40 and less than 4 months, I would like to say, I don't give about none of that. None of it. So expect me to have no idea what I'm doing with the software for the first couple weeks, but I am going to give this a real college try and hope that you guys do stick around. Hey, what are you doing? Okay. I wonder how many times I've said I'm not as nervous with this setup and this mindset. So it's been a hard year, and I'll start bringing guests on next year and see how that goes. Because truthfully, over the years of having the cornologist, I've talked to and gotten to know several people that their stories are so remarkable. Their recovery journey and the fact that they've achieved as many years with the stories that they have, like, it's absolutely profound. And I would like to share other people's stories that have inspired me, because my story has inspired you guys, and my story isn't the only one that is important in the way of advocating for a better life in the aftermath of whatever destruction you've put yourself through, or life and fate put you through. So we'll see how it goes. All right. I love you guys. We'll see what happens after I post this. Bye. I should have like an ending tagline, like it lets me do an intro or an outro. I should do that. I should clap. It'd be like, it's nice seeing everybody. Blah, 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 blah. I can also feel the dopamine release, like, hold your applause, hold your applause. Y'all are gonna get sick of me. All right, bye.